The following episode is in no way connected to any episode that has come before it. This is not a continuation of a discussion of any type of workout, any type of exercise. This is not more information on what little information I've presented so far about nutrition. It is not connected to any of its ancestors. It also has no connection to anything that will come after it. No episode that you watch after this relies on what you are going to see here. There will not be a sequel to this episode. It stands completely and entirely on its own. And I'm saying that in case you would like to skip it. And you might want to skip it because toward the end there will be shots of me in my underwear. I've got my tea in hand, I've got my wrapping paper nearby, and we are going to discuss some Christmas ideas for the lifter in your family, which may be you. Which means you might be shopping for yourself, which kind of defeats the whole Christmas spirit. But anyway, the point being, I have some gift ideas for the average lifter. As I record this, there are 10 days left until Christmas, which means by the time I edit it and publish it, there will be 9 days left until Christmas. But that should still be enough time for any online store with a website through which you can order merchandise could still ship you whatever it is you want to order in time for Christmas. I can't make any promises, I don't run any of those websites, but it's something to consider. Maybe it won't be the exact item that I present to you, but maybe the items I present will give you ideas, either for yourself or for someone in your family. If you've got a brother, if you've got a father, a son, somebody in your family who is into fitness, these are things that I enjoyed. Some of them were gifts, some of them I bought for myself mid-year, but let me just throw them out here and see what you see what comes of it in your life. I'll get the right sentence out eventually. And let's start with a category that I actually presented all the way back at the beginning of this video series, and that is informational books. Getting a good education in how to lift and how to diet and in order to craft the body that you want is essential. Without that, you'll be like I was when I first started, which was going to the gym and kind of flailing about using what little information I knew. I knew guys go to the gym to do the bench press, so I guess I'll do the bench press. But putting together an organized workout was not my skill set. Here's one that was given to me as a gift, which I have to say I have not read yet. I've skimmed enough to know that he has got a lot of information in there. Bigger, Leaner, Stronger by Michael Matthews. He is the same Michael Matthews who created The Shredded Chef, which is a cookbook with recipes in it, and they list all of the calories. So if you want a high protein recipe, you can figure out which one you want. If you want a high fats or high carbohydrates for various reasons, it's all listed in there. And then I have a gift from my friend UK Harry long ago, the Encyclopedia of Modern Bodybuilding, and then another one he sent, which I also haven't read yet, Dr. Brett Osborne's Get Serious. These are just a few. There are all kinds of books out there. I don't even have all of them. Oh, I do have one. Hold on. This one I bought. This is an actual college textbook. But you know I'm making a movie right now on health and fitness and teaching men how to get healthy and fit. So I wanted to dive into much more of the science behind it. So I actually got Kinesiology by Joseph E. Muscolino. Now, these are all to varying degrees of intensity, of education level. This is college, this is medical college grade stuff. The Shredded Chef, Bigger, Leaner, Stronger, that's going to be your average guy could benefit from this. The Encyclopedia of Bodybuilding obviously has a very specific focus, and that is bodybuilding and how to get someone onto a competition stage through exercise and diet. But the information on exercise and diet is good information. You just may not need, that much book to get that idea across. Get online, get on Amazon, get on Barnes & Noble, go to your local bookstore, look around and see what's there that looks to you to be educational. There is, as far as I know, still actually one magazine in publication. I just saw it on the magazine racks a couple days ago when I was Christmas shopping. Men's Health magazine still comes in printed form. Maybe a subscription to that is exactly what the muscle man or the future muscle man in your life could use. I sat down and wired myself in, and I am completely trapped by a very messy office, so I don't have one to actually show you. But dumbbells. Home dumbbells. They are becoming less and less expensive and more easy to use, easy to switch out the weights. I got a set when I was 17 or 18 living in Connecticut, an actual good old-fashioned steel-plated set of dumbbells. I can do at most 60 pounds in one arm, 30 pounds even in both arms, and those are still with me. Those are long-lived. If you have nothing, or if you're not the kind that needs a full gym full of equipment, like the episodes you've seen here, where I'm in a gym and there's a machine for every possible move of your body. If you just want some basic health, basic resistance training, give your muscles some stimulation so they don't go into atrophy, there's plenty to find at your local Walmart. There's a sports section. Out here in Oregon, we have Fred Meyer. I don't know how far east that extends, but I think the store Meijer, M-E-I-E-R, is kind of the same thing. Just your full-on grocery store, clothing store, department store type thing. Usually has a sports section. You can get elastic bands. You can get the basic weights. You can usually get some dumbbells. All kinds of things. I have, where's the other one? There is one I have here. I was talking about a messy office, and I don't think anything broke. So now allow me to more gently pick up and present to you, in this case, Protigen brand ankle weights. In an earlier episode, I did showcase these when my wife got them for me, and they are, how do I put this? I can feel that they are doing something with the walks that I've tried them on. I haven't used them consistently enough to tell you, yes, they greatly improve my leg strength. But when you strap 5 extra pounds around your ankle and you go for a walk, you are making your legs work. I can only imagine that, yes, they are doing something. I do know when I wear them with all 5 pounds on them and I go out for a 30-minute walk and then I take them off again, my legs can feel the difference. I actually walk a little bit funny because my legs have gotten used to all this extra weight, and then I take them off and boom, my legs are now flying forward. Ankle weights, weighted vests. The more you put on your body, the more weight you put on your body, the more you are giving your legs and then your heart and your lungs something to do, even when you just go for a walk. So that's another very simple, easy idea. And this kind of thing, I don't know about Protigen brand specifically, but this kind of thing can also be found usually at your local department store. Some people, probably even most people, would not consider something like protein powder to be a great Christmas gift. But if you are a lifter, or if you have a lifter in your family, if you have someone who's trying to grow more muscle, protein powder, buy a tub and wrap it up. The only thing I have to say about that is protein powder comes in a lot of flavors and a lot of different qualities, and some of them just taste nasty. Some of them are really cheap and full of fillers, so it's just not as efficient. So you would want to do some homework, maybe go to a supplement store. Beware that at a supplement store, of course, they will try to sell you on the stuff that will make them the most money. They will have their own opinions, but look into look at the labels and see how much per scoop is actually protein. How many grams of protein per scoop are you getting versus how many grams of fat and things like that, so that you're not getting just a little bit of protein and a lot of powder so that they can sell, so they can jack the price and keep more profit. I am not an expert enough on that topic to tell you which brands. I do want to look into that more. That is something I want to find out more. We have a couple of different GNC stores here in town. I am acquainted with the owner of a Max Muscle protein shop. I'd like to even get him on the series if I can. But with a little bit of homework, you should be able to get some good protein. Also, creatine and glutamine are the three that I'm aware of that my weightlifting friends talk about the most as far as regular supplementation that they take. So take a look at those. Once again, that's protein, creatine, and glutamine. They all come in tubs of various sizes for various purposes, and I won't go into explaining all of that here. This is not an episode about supplements. It's just a Christmas idea. I know sometimes when I get a new article of clothing related to my personal fitness pursuit, I will highlight it here. But the other side of that is that clothing really isn't about fitness. A person can wear anything and get fit, so I generally don't include it in fitness instruction. But I'm going to talk about clothing here because on the other side, which I think now we're up to 3 sides, on the third side of this thing, sometimes the clothing you wear can be motivation. It can actually get a person in the mood. One of the questions I've been asking the men that I've been interviewing for my film is, what do you like to wear to the gym? And many of them had very specific answers. There was clothing that they wanted on because of the way it fit, because of the way it enabled them to see themselves in the mirror as they worked out. Some guys didn't want to see themselves in the mirror while they worked out. They wore, I asked, even in the middle of summer, there were guys who would wear full sweatpants and long sleeve shirts. Everybody's different. And so I will talk a little bit about clothing and just what might motivate you. It's going to be individual for each person. What it motivates me, the clothing that I buy that has me going, yeah, I want to go to the gym in this, is going to be entirely different from you. But the broad category of clothing is something to think about. And one thing that happened for me quite inadvertently was the creation of a theme, the tiger. And it started when I just found a graphic, I don't even know where. I was on the internet and I passed by some fitness website somewhere and I saw this tiger ripping off his shirt, big muscular tiger. And I just went, yeah, kind of cool. Then I started using it as the profile picture on my bodybuilding network. And they started calling me Tiger because of this. Hey, Tiger, nice tiger there. And it stuck, and now everybody calls me Tiger. And it's kind of fun. I've never had a nickname. I don't like nicknames, but that one, it's just kind of cool, so I ran with it. So, of course, we ended up with Big Tiger Productions. And a couple different friends, you've seen some of this before, but just a quick reminder, a couple different friends have made sure that I have a tiger empire going on in terms of t-shirts. This one here. I have one tank top, and since I prefer tank tops in the gym, the tigers that I'm showing you tend not to actually be gym wear, although I have at one time or another taken, I think, each of these to a workout. But I'm glad to wear these around during the day. Maybe there's a theme in your life. Or maybe it's just a question of having something amusing to wear. Something that while you're wearing it, everyone else in the gym will have a little bit of a chuckle. Which one is this? This is, let me know if my biceps get in your way. And then I flexed and the sleeves fell off. If you're a regular viewer, I think you've seen all of these. Some clothing at least claims to be helpful for your workouts. And so when I got some birthday money, again, as already showcased if you've been watching this series, I decided to try out one pair of Matador meggings. They are compression leggings, and I guess they're called meggings because they're for men. They're leggings for men. I have worn them now for several squat and deadlift workouts. I cannot speak to the science behind them. I have a debate going with Daniel Bronovitsky, who before I bought these said, don't bother buying meggings or leggings, compression leggings. They don't actually do what the science or the scientists or the advertising maybe. They don't do what they claim to do, which is help the legs keep the blood moving, get fresh oxygen into the system, etc., etc. I don't know. Don't quote me. go to the websites that talk about compression leggings and see what they say. I will say that if you put all of those claims aside, then this, for me at least, still falls within the motivational category. I temporarily, as long as I don't look in a mirror at the gym, I temporarily feel like I'm I feel like I look a little more cool. Anyway, there's more than just Matador that makes compression leggings and compression shirts. Under Armour is the company that first brought compression gear to my attention. They had ads all over my Facebook page several years ago, back when I had no money to buy any such thing. But finally decided to try out a set of Matador. Once I lose a little bit more here, I might try a compression shirt. And you say, why not right now, Brian? What does it matter? Well, because I just don't want this highlighted. I really don't. Finally, we come to the section that I warned you about at the very beginning, and that is underwear. Again, it's not specific to fitness, except that I know for me, every once in a while, just the idea of getting something a little different from tighty-whities, something that looks a little sportier, even though nobody at the gym is going to see it. In fact, nobody in public is going to see it. There's just something about it. It's a motivational and psychological effect. Until, I will say, I came across a brand who promised that theirs was comfortable and very cooling, had a very cooling effect, just very nice to wear in every way. And so I bought some, and they were right, and that is Box Hero. Not to be confused with Box Menswear, which I have 3 pairs of that, and I have no complaints there. They're just not who I'm talking about today. Box Hero, as far as I can tell, this is a new company, and they were advertising on my Facebook sidebar a pack of 10 of their boxer briefs for the price of 5, and at the price they were selling them at, that amounted to $4 a pair. A recent ad campaign said they're about to end this special, so I don't know if it's still available. But I do want to say that these are as comfortable as advertised. They have some holes in the sides that allow for breathing. And then just the fabric itself is very soft, very comfortable. The tailoring is very comfortable, so that, trying not to be explicit here, you are somewhere comfortably between restrained and free. And so it's not too tight and it's not too loose. I think you get the idea. I don't think I need to go into any more description. The 10 for 5 package came with, I think, 4 blacks, 2 maroons, 2 blues, and 2 grays. And so there they all are. And yeah, again, those are as comfortable as advertised. So I bought them because they were inexpensive, and I felt like giving myself a little motivational boost with some sporty new undergear, and they turned out to be really good. It's beyond the mental motivation. They actually are very comfortable. So give those ideas a thought. Again, whether you are buying for yourself, telling others things that they could buy for you, or you're buying for a man in your family who is into fitness and exercise. And so now I'm going to get back to wrapping my presents. We're down to 10 days before Christmas. I'm actually all shopped, which is amazing, because I am the person in our family who is usually looking around on the 23rd going, oh, I don't have a present for that kid. I'm ready. All I have to do now is wrap them up. It's really quite exciting. I am hoping to have at least one more episode out before Christmas, but just in case I don't, I do hope yours is nice, warm, wonderful, and you're surrounded by people who love you, and they give you lots of things that will help you get in better shape in 2026.